do you feel that you've had any moments in your life then that you've like experienced grief, trauma, or
I feel
things that you've learned from?
to be honest, I feel like I've had a very amazing life, like no childhood trauma, amazing parents, amazing family, siblings. Um, the only thing I could which was I always downplay it, but when I tell friends, they're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that." But I'm very much like mom, just get up and get on with it. But when I was 18, was my first boyfriend. He was 10 years older than me, and was like very emotionally abusive. The relationship, you don't really understand it when you're in it. Well, especially as a teenager, and if they're 10 years older than you, it was a very like weird dynamic. He was like another religion. He was from another country, my boss, and 10 years older than me, and I was living abroad in Greece. So it was my first experience after leaving uni, going to live in this Greek island. Anyway, so in that 4.5 years, there was a lot of emotional abuse and controlling, like who I could see, what I could wear, just not being. I would have to ask permission to like do things. He would be like all my friends, I think, well, not I think, I know they would tell me that thought I was mental. They're like the Barbara that left for Greece, this like bubbly, open personality, like if anything, very headstrong, like no one could tell me what to do, to then coming back. And they were all like, they were so shocked when they see me, even how I dressed was different because like I wasn't allowed to wear revealing clothing, or I wasn't allowed to go out. So they would like invite me out or like ask me, even like the likes of like the control was so heavy that my ex would be jealous of my mum. He'd be like, he'd ring me at any hour. I'm like, where are you? Like, oh, I'm shopping with my mum. He would like get annoyed at that. So then, like, trying to take me away from my family as well. So then I would do things less because I'm like, oh, if he knows that I'm out of the house now, it's going to cause an argument. And I suppose now when people hearing that, like, why didn't you just run? But because it's emotional abuse, they don't just show you that in the first few days. I'm like, right, I'm going to control you, going to tell you what to do. Like, they don't just give you like their CV of what they're going to do to you. It happens slowly over time. So then, because you're hooked and you're like also like vulnerable, you know that it's wrong, but you can't get out of it. You know what I mean? People might say, "Oh, sure, you should have just broke up with him," but it's not as easy as that when you're being controlled. I got so bad at one stage that I actually thought that he would know my thoughts. That's how like bad it was, that how he was in my brain, that I'm like, if I think that, he's gonna know and then confront me about it and then have an argument and then
But like, what were the thoughts that you were afraid of that he might know?
I honestly can't remember. Probably something silly, like I don't want to be in the relationship, maybe, or like I really can't remember the thoughts, but I remember thinking I better not think that. So it was really deep. So that's like the only real traumatic thing I think I would have experienced.
But how did you then deal with that? Because you just said yourself, one of the thoughts might be that I don't want to be in this relationship.
Mm.
Like from the time that you maybe thought that to ending the relationship or leaving,
Yeah,
how long did that take?
I can't
Because I
remember.
think it's common for people to be in them kind. You hear about them kinds of relationship. People are afraid to leave.
Yeah, men and women too. I think generally we probably speak more like the women being emotionally abused, but I know definitely there's men, they just probably don't speak about it as much. Like there's probably loads of times, but it was a weird dynamic of like I used to live in this Greek island from April to October. He was my boss. So it was that element of him controlling the team. He was quite controlling in general. So he was also my boss as well as my boyfriend. So like I had to listen to him at work. So then I kind of filtered into having to listen to him in the relationship. So there's loads of times I thought, oh my God, but I didn't have the strength. I would try to, and I would name out and say, like, tell him what he was doing to me. And he would kind of skim over it and somehow get me back. Like there's so many times I did storm out or run away, but then somehow he'd speak me around. And because I was like stuck in the Greek island too, I wasn't at home and I didn't have any friends. Even there, I'm the type of person to make friends. If I walk out of your house now, like I'll make friends with the farmer down the road because I was in Greek island and I didn't make friends with any of the girls I was working with because he kept me away from them as well. Because he would know if you have friends, you know, you get advice from them. Whereas I guess like those kind of like people like that manipulate you, take you away from your friends and your family and anyone that's not them. You know, they want to be your only source of everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So eventually I did. I think I just got sick of it. But no, what happened was I, one of the summers I came back or after, and then I moved down to Dublin to my sister and being around her and her friends because I hadn't been around, you know, then I started thinking, this isn't right. And I started feeling like, oh, I feel this far away from him now. Maybe I can do it. Maybe I can break up with him when he's gone, like not so close to me. And then I think just being around them and getting the confidence to be like, no, I don't want to be with him. So then I eventually did.
Did you do that in person or?
No, thankfully I could just, no, I just,
But I mean, the reason I ask is it sounded like it would have been hard for you to do it in
yeah,
person.
no, that means I would have had to fly to where he
Yeah.
was. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And I already warned him multiple times that if he didn't change that I would do it. So he knew, well, he probably thought I would never do it. So then no, I just had to tell him, I think it was on a phone call, but of course he wouldn't accept. Oh yeah, but I had tried multiple times before. I forgot to say I tried like breaking up with him multiple times and he'd be like, no. And then that would also make me think, oh, I can't now because he's the boss and I can't break up with him. So it's a weird, loop. But then obviously I figured out I can, and if he doesn't agree with it, that's on him. It's a him problem. So then yeah, he just kept obviously like ringing. So I just had to block him and everything, and then
That was it.
yeah.
What do you feel like looking back now? What it's taught you about yourself?
I also think of like, yeah, I also feel like there's no point having regrets about things, and
Because I know we say like looking at things neutral too.
exactly. So like for years, and I'd be like, oh, like when I wasn't in that mindset, like why did I do it? I wasted 4 years. Thankfully I never lost any friends. I have great, amazing friends, and I'm still friends with. I don't know why they stuck by me because I like went like a recluse. But what I was saying is there's no point regretting stuff like that because now it's shaped me as who I am today, and that experience was just an experience. Like, and I also see from his point of view, like his culture, like where they grew up in Tunisia, that is normal. I've been to his country many times, and I've seen the dynamic between his mum and all the aunties and uncles, and like the relationship. The men are the boss there, and that's not. I'm not saying it was okay what he did, but I can understand as a wee boy growing up. Well, he even said that at one stage, like that's all what he's seen. So I can kind of, I understand why people are like that. If they're brought up in an environment where that is normal, do they really know right from wrong? Like maybe deep down they do, but then if you're conditioned that way, why would you act another way? Why would you wake up and be like, oh no, I'm not gonna do, or it's maybe not even a conscious thing. It's just what they seen. It's like monkey see, monkey do. So in a way, I can understand. So his point of view, but yeah, there's no point regretting stuff like that because I love my life now. I always feel like every moment's perfect, even when it seems not, like, because it's led you up into this moment of your life. So if I didn't have that experience, like, sure, I don't know where I would have ended up.